is the biggest challenge facing your country today?
Biggest challenge facing Namibia is that youth, now we were oppressed by apartheid and education was not taken seriously. So we normally believe
not taken seriously or denied.
By the
people
colonial,
were denied.
By the colonial, they were denied.
Yes.
They were denied. Yes. So therefore, we hammered on education, that kids must go to school. In that we are the third wave of African leaders. First wave of African leaders were those extraordinary people, Kwame Nkrumah, Mzee Kenyatta. Those were extraordinary personalities who had we look at them as gods. They told us to wake up to free ourselves. Now, second wave of African leaders were caught up in a Cold War confusion, and therefore were having coups, military coups, one-party states, and so on. Not our own ideology or our own views. Third wave leaders are coming through constitutional means. Elections are the requirement. Whether elections are perfect or not, no election is perfect. But we come through elections, processes, systems, and institutions.
Namibia recently struck oil off the coast of the country, something that's expected to bring billions in investments and is sort of a game changer, according to many people. How excited are you?
The discovery of oil, the green hydrogen issues are now making Namibia to be on the top shelf of the world. I was in Brussels. I had to see everybody, nearly every leader, the king, the prime minister, that. So that's what Namibia is now, it seems. So discovering of oil, discovering of concept of green hydrogen are things we must be kind of careful about. Not to get excited, not to think now manna is now on earth. It will take a long time first to sell. It's true, it may help us to develop our country, but oil has been a curse in many countries. So since we are the last ones to get it, and since we are talking with those who are involved, as I've done, as equals, we hope that we are going to have a win-win situation from that.
Your predecessor, President Mahamba, was quoted a while ago saying, oil is the only thing we lack in this country. You've got all the other minerals, diamond, gold, copper, and cattle, so many sheep. How will oil specifically help transform the economy of Namibia?
I wouldn't say oil specifically will do that. Firstly, it's not our oil. Money is going to go out to those who discovered it. We'll have our royalties and so on. So it will not be a big thing. We had gold, as we are saying. We have diamonds. We don't see a big difference. It still goes outside in a raw form. Its value is added outside, jobs created outside, technology transferred. So we hope that we have good friends we have, that there must be some kind of value addition in the country. That's the only way you can say there will be more jobs created, and then the money will be paid, salaries, and that way money will stay in the country. But before that, we cannot celebrate.
Tell us about the process of, first of all, the search for oil, and then how you settled on Total and Shell.
Let me tell you what I like about what happened. I am saying that we are the third wave of African leaders. First wave of African leaders were those extraordinary people, Kwame Nkrumah, Mzee Kenyatta. Those were extraordinary personalities who had we look at them as gods. They told us to wake up to free ourselves. Now, second wave of African leaders were caught up in a Cold War confusion, and therefore were having coups, military coups, one-party states, and so on. Not our own ideology or our own views. Third wave leaders are coming through constitutional means. Elections are the requirement. Whether elections are perfect or not, no election is perfect. But we come through elections, processes, systems, and institutions. And I will be told, yeah, but there were coups and so on, right? It isn't. Yes, there were reversals. But when that happens, who is the one who is taking action? the Africans, it's the AU, it's the ECOWAS, it's SADC. So that's why I say we are in charge, we want to be in charge of our own destiny by deciding and correcting our mistakes, but we are a third wave African leaders who have to go through processes, systems, and institutions, and term limits also for those who are elected directly. Now, to tell you the truth, there are some people, when they come to invest, who like to see the president. And I tell them, don't see the president, you must see the ministers. It's a process, a system, it's an institution. And I will tell you, I didn't know about even Qatar's involvement in oil search. I was told when I discovered the oil. Of course, we are a little bit wary about it because we had that kind of experience in the past. We were excited there's going to be oil, and so on, there was nothing. So we were a little bit cool, only to be told properly that there is oil. So don't get excited. I told them, don't get excited, cool it, and let's see how we're going to discuss with those who discovered oil, what will be the benefits that will accrue to Namibians from that discovery.
Now, Namibia will join a long list of African countries that are oil producing very soon.
So therefore, no big deal.
Indeed, but again, in some of these countries, oil has not been helping much. It's been a curse, as some would like to put it. What are you doing to ensure that Namibia doesn't fall into the trap of those countries where oil has been a curse?
Yeah, we'll do what we are doing with other minerals. First, transparency and accountability spells harmony. That's my article. So as I said, the proof is that it didn't go through the top, the process. It started from below, with the ministers, experts actually in charge, then ministers. So it was not politicians deciding. Problem is when the politician will decide, it's discussed there between the investor and the politician alone, then you may have some problems. We're talking about processes, systems, and institutions. And that's going to govern it. That's going to see that there are processes, there are systems to be followed, governance systems, and then institutions, courts, and so on.
Namibia is a country with a population of a little over 2.5 million people. What is the biggest challenge facing your country today?
Biggest challenge facing Namibia is that youth, now we were oppressed by apartheid and education was not taken seriously. So we normally believe
not taken seriously or denied.
By the
people were denied.
By the colonial, they were denied.
Yes.
They were denied, yes. So therefore, we hammered on education, that kids must go to school, nobody must be out of school. So that kind of affirmative action we took creates a problem. Lack of classrooms and also crowded classrooms and so on. So that's education. But then we have now people are graduating, young people, now employment. And when you have young people who have knowledge and who will be bored, you are sitting on a time bomb. So that's one thing. That's why we are thinking that we have to look into different ways of doing things. Like the green hydrogen issue that is now on top. It's not an immediate issue. It will be about 20 years or so on. But already you are seeing scholarships being given to our students to study the field. You will see that we are setting up institutions already to have people to discuss this hydrogen thing, but it's a long-term thing. Now, oil will be the same thing too. We are going to discuss with those who found the oil, how do they want to see we can benefit from it. And lucky enough, since I'm sitting in this country, having brothers like them involved makes it easier to discuss as equals and as friends.
So there you have it, guys. Our African leaders try to do their best, in their speeches and try to make speeches that actually to show, their efforts in trying to help manage the challenges which Africa is actually facing through and has been facing through since the colonial times. And so we here to really listen to these speeches and to share our thoughts in the comments. And so whatever it is you guys think about these speeches, please do share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please share and like and subscribe, because that's the way you support Kwazemi as a channel, an Afrocentric channel, where we try to understand deeper issues in African history and hopefully develop a collective intelligence on how we wish to build the Africa we want to see as people of Africa. See you in the next one.